The deep calls unto the deep. What does that mean? Well, for an application tonight, I would like to have it in conjunction with Romans 8 and in conjunction with 6 questions that the Holy Spirit does ask. 6 questions. And the deep is the depth of God's heartbeat, the depth of God's love, and the depth of God's compassion, and the depth of God's conviction, and the depth of God's power, calling unto the depth of garbage, the depth of excess baggage, the depth of poison in the subconscious mind, and drawing it out, and drawing out the garbage so it doesn't leak into the conscious mind, so it doesn't obstruct our capacity to grow in grace and knowledge of Jesus Christ, nor hinder our understanding of God's person within us, nor inhibit us to become who God made us to be. I cannot say enough tonight about Jesus Christ. He came for sinners. He ate with sinners. He died for sinners. He rose again for sinners. He ascended for sinners. He intercedes for sinners. He prays for sinners. He pleads the sinner's case. And then he makes every believing sinner perfect. You tell me that's not the best thing in this world tonight. You tell me that sin and drinking and gambling and idolatry and domestic idolatry is more important than that? The depth of God's mercy, I can't comprehend it. The depth of God's forgiveness, I cannot comprehend it. The depth of God's patience, I cannot understand it, but I believe it with all my heart. The depth of God's love, calling unto the garbage, the poison in the subconscious, the intoxication of the soul, the differences, the sins of the mind, the sins of the tongue, the sins of self-condemnation, calling and saying, no condemnation. The Holy Spirit's interceding. Jesus Christ is interceding. Christ is an attorney pleading the case. No condemnation. No separation of love. Be persuaded that the things present and the things to come cannot separate you from God's love. If you do not feel it, He loves you. If you have failed, He loves you. If you feel devastated, He loves you. If you're preoccupied with various things, He loves you. That's what it's saying. You're sitting in on a biblical counseling session tonight with the King of Kings, and whom I'm going to call the warrior of love.